Welcome everybody, and today we're taking a look at a brand new Arrow video release, and that is the game Trilogy. So this all three of these films were directed by Toru Murakawa, who I've not seen anything else from before, and all three also star in the lead role Yūsaku Matsuda, who was also in Black Rain alongside Michael Douglas. So all three films are also crime and action films, with the first film, The Most Dangerous Game, coming out in 1978. Clocks in at 89 minutes long, and it's about an assassin who is hired to recover a kidnapped victim who then becomes embroiled in a vicious power struggle between two large corporations over a sizable government defence contract. So, despite the lead character in this first film not being particularly likeable, Matsuda is still really rather good, and it is overall engrossing. My only big issue with this film is that some of the action scenes, though the camera is used to great effect, they aren't particularly well lit, which is a shame. But overall, this was well acted, has a great score, and the production is overall solid. So, yeah, decent start to the trilogy, 3.5 out of 5, but yeah, not the best start to a series ever by any means. Then we have The Killing Game, also from 1978, clocking in at 92 minutes long. After making a sensational hit, a hitman has gone into hiding for 5 years. When he comes back, he bumps into two women that he has spared 5 years ago. Two rival Yakuza bosses hire Narumi, who is played by Matsuda, to kill the other, while Narumi's sense of chivalry entrap him again. Chivalry is one way of putting it in terms of the way he treats women, because he doesn't treat women particularly well in any of these films, unfortunately. But yeah, this is still overall an improvement over its predecessor, as outside of the same positives being carried forward into this effort, the action scenes are better, and they are lit in a much better manner as well, so you can actually see what is going on for the majority of them. The final action scene is also extremely well shot, while feeling like an early precursor to the likes of Hard Boiled, due to it mostly being a singular shot scene. It's not quite as wild or as over the top or as explosive as that film, Hard Boiled, but yeah, with its singular shot scene, the fact that a lot of people are getting gunned down by one person is eerily reminiscent of the likes of the films from John Woo. So you can sort of see that as being a precursor to those kind of films. And then finally, we have The Execution Game from 1979, clocking in at 100 minutes long, so comfortably the longest of the three. And Narumi is set up by a mysterious woman, abducted and tortured. Narumi is forced to take on a difficult job. The target is a veteran killer as good as him. So, this is overall a solid film and just as good as the previous film, which is again thanks to the positives of the prior two once again being carried forward. But this changes things up somewhat due to the more complex narrative structure, which is due to its use of flashbacks, and the opening 10 minutes is extremely well done with some really rather effective tension, as you see Narumi, who's being tortured, he's being captured, he's trying to escape, and you see his whole escape scene and the like, and it's really really well done. Plus then you have the flashbacks to how he got captured, and as well as the woman that got him into this situation in the first place. And you initially are told by Narumi himself that it was just a one night stand with this woman. She doesn't mean anything to him, but then the flashbacks reveal that that isn't the case. So and the characters are also less shallow than before, especially the female lead. While it feels like the more grown-up film in the trilogy with its more grounded action and plot. So I give the first film 3.5 out of 5, and the second and third film 4 out of 5 each. So overall a really really solid trilogy from our video, quite frankly, and it's got this really rather nice slipcover that goes with it, which is nicely done. And then you get a load of extras on the discs themselves. So you get the original lossless mono Japanese soundtracks on all three. You get optional newly translated English subtitles, and you get this new artwork that's been commissioned by Tony Stella. And you also get an illustrated collector's booklet featuring new writing on the films by Haley Scanlon and Dimitri Ianni. And on the discs themselves, you get the first film on its own on the first disc, and that's got brand new audio commentary by Chris Pagalali and Mark Walco. You also got The Action Man, a 30-minute interview with director Toru Murakawa, and then you get the original Japanese theatrical trailer. And on the second disc, you get the second and third films, and you also get brand new audio commentary on The Killing Game by Earl Jackson and Jasper Sharp. You also get brand new audio commentary on The Execution Game by Tom Mez. You got Remembering Yūsaku Matsuda, an interview with Yutaka Oki, film critic and personal friend of Matsuda. Then you got Game Changer, an interview with the execution game screenwriter Shoichi Maruyama. And you also get the original Japanese theatrical trailers for both of those films, as well as image galleries for both of those films as well. So yeah, not only do you get a booklet, but you also get a poster with this release. But let's look at the discs first. There you go. Would have been nice to have all 3 films across 3 discs. Just feels a little bit weird to have one film on one disc and then 2 on the other. But yeah, that's just the way sometimes these things go. So yeah, then you got the booklet, like I said. Nice new artwork on the front there, and a shot from the film. I think that's a shot from the 2nd or 3rd film. Probably the 3rd film. And yeah, you get cast and crew for all 3 films. And then you get Dangerous Games, Murakawa, Matsuda and An Age of Anxiety by Haley Scanlon. Then you get Mitsuyo Kurosawa and Toei Central, Reshaping Japanese Action Cinema by Dimitri Ayani. And then you get Matsuda's filmography, Murakawa's filmography, and then you get about the restorations as well. So yeah, they've all had high definition masters that were supplied by Toei and sourced from the best available archival materials, with additional colour grading and picture restoration by Arrow Films at R3 Store Studios. So yeah, they've clearly worked on these films, which is evident because they look really, really rather nice. And yeah, you get some shots from the film like that, which again is nice done. But you also get a poster, which I always like. I always like an additional poster. So yeah, you get a artwork for the execution game on one side, which is nicely done. But then you get the new artwork on the reverse side as well, which again is really, really nice. I love the new artwork. And yeah, you also get name of each of the films as well, and Matsuda's name with the game trilogy below. So yeah, really nicely done artwork. Arrow Video tend to do really good artwork, like Eureka do pretty much. So yeah, this is overall a really, really solid trilogy, and it's the 2nd trilogy of films that have been released this year by Arrow Video, with the first being the Street Fighter trilogy. Now, even though I really am a fan of Sonny Chiba, I personally prefer these 3 films, to be honest. So yeah, but that's still also a really, really good trilogy of films. So if you've not seen them, I highly recommend them. But I really, really highly recommend these 3 as well. So yeah, get out there and watch them if you haven't already. Especially if you're into your Japanese crime films. I wouldn't say they're quite Yakuza films, even though I think the Yakuza is involved in some regard in these films. But still, definitely really, really good. Definitely worth your time. But if you have seen them, I'd like to hear your thoughts on them. But if you've seen them and not seen them via this release, then you might get more out of them with these new restorations, which look really, really rather nice. So yeah, but nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.